It's such an honor to be here amongst all these professionals. But don't worry, I will be bold, but I will be brief. Don't worry. I come to you from Hearne ISD, a little bitty rural town in the crossroads of Texas. And you might say, well, where is it? It's south, west, or east of everything. But guess what? We have our first Starbucks, so we are on the map. So I want to start with gratitude. Gratitude for even having the opportunity to come and be here among all of you today, and all the days that we've been here together these last few days. Our superintendent, Dr. Adrian Johnson, was not able to be here. He told me, you could go in my place this year. And I said, well, what do I need to do? He said, don't worry, you'll be fine. He forgot to tell me about this part, but that's okay. That's okay. And so I am the executive director, and you might ask, what am I the executive director of? Well, in a rural school district, you're the executive director of everything. But I'm so very proud to be here because it all started with a very small act. And that small act was an email. The email came from one of our board member partners, Dr. Valerie Hill Jackson from Texas A&M University. And she sent me an email about 3-4 years ago. An email that could have been easily ignored. But I chose not to ignore it because I couldn't believe what it said. It said something about this amazing opportunity all the way in this other state, so far away from Hearne, that why would an email come to me about something that a Hearne teacher could do? So I chose wisely, and I sent the information to who's now a fellow, Miss Deborah Jenkins. And I said, Miss Jenkins, I don't really know a lot about this, but it sounds kind of good. And maybe, just maybe. And so she went right to work. We're not going to talk about when the deadline was, but it was really close. It was really, really close. And so that inspiration grew to her being able to come here, her first year as a fellow. And then over time, we invited Mr. Marshall and Mr. Keener, who I think you all know as well, both of them. And so Hearne, even though it's a small rural district, now has 3 fellows, a rural district. Probably the only fellows in Texas, I'm not sure. But I think so. And so you might want to think about, what are our plans for the future? Our plans for the future include increasing our number of fellows. We want to actually get representation in all of our core content area because, you know, everything in Texas is big, really. We're the Lone Star State. We think a lot about ourselves, even about the Texans, right? I can't believe he said anything about the Cowboys. We won't talk about that. But the Texans. And so we want to grow the number of fellows in our district. And we also want to partner and build capacity with our districts that are close by. And so we are very close to Bryan ISD and College Station ISD and to that little university called Texas A&M University. And so we want to build capacity with connections in those ways. And we also, over time, want to develop our own local. And so those are our 2 big rocks that we want to have moving forward. But I want to end by saying just how fortunate we all are, to be in this room. Because who would think that this brain trust would exist? I feel that everyone in this room, I could just talk to you just like you're my brother or my sister, because you believe the same things that I believe, that kids are great. It's us. We've got to help open those doors for them. And whether they're tall, short, fat, skinny, green, or purple, our kids are our future. And if we don't elevate ourselves so that we can elevate them, then we'll all be lost. And so this Y&I opportunity is like a godsend for me as an administrator, for our teachers in small or urban districts. Oh, I didn't mention this part. Even though I work in Hearne, I live in Houston, which is 2 hours away. What a commute, right? But it's for the love. It's for the love. And so guess what? I flew here, and the love is in this room as well. So I just want to thank you guys and gals, and let's just keep doing what we're doing. Thank you.